The past few weeks have been absolutely lousy for Tophia and the Slydell family. Mama Chu, Brother Chu, Tophia, they're all living out of their car. They've been kicked out of their place. And why were they kicked out, you may ask? Well, they didn't pay rent, and also the place was an absolute pigsty. They didn't clean it up at all. They had like holes in the doors, and Tophia then blamed this all on the people who lived there before them. And usually that's enough on its own to make a video, but now the girl who works at this place Tophia and them got kicked out of is making videos exposing the Slydell family, mostly Tophia, but the family as a whole, and Tophia is not having this. The cops are being called, shits are being taken on sidewalks. My god, ladies and gentlemen, it's pure insanity in the Slydell universe. Tophiachu has been posting so many, and I mean so many. Look at the duration of this video. A whole lot of sad videos where she is venting about everything. From the girl at the hotel, from the lies the internet spreading about her, from the US election results, all the way to people accusing her of not actually caring about Palestine. Tophia is about to rant and rave about all of it, and it is about to be one hell of a video, ladies and gentlemen. So if you enjoy this one, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm telling you right now, while you may have a bunch of laughs in this video, it's always going to end the same way, with you going, man, Tophia is just the worst. But the best place for us to start is to look at the video that the girl who works at Tophiachu's hotel/apartment made. Now she's going to clear up a lot of misconceptions that Tophia throws out there, and this girl's name is Squid, so we'll be referring to her as that from here on out. And just, yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, it's going to give you some great insight into the everyday life of the now homeless Slydell family. And if you're wondering where Tophiachu is, he's in jail, by the way. I did a video on him like 2 weeks ago, down the link in the description.
I probably shouldn't be posting this, but there is a TikToker on here whose name I'm not going to say just in case, who is known for going live, and she's been living out of a motel that I just so happened to work at, and we had to kick them out today and DNR them because they couldn't pay their bill, and I quote, because TikTok didn't pay me. They were disgusting, and I can confirm her room was disgusting. I can also confirm that when they were kicked out this morning, they parked outside of the parking lot, and their mom or grandma took a shit on the sidewalk.
So, I mean, this girl, who's a worker at the establishment that Tophia lives at, is on here calling out the family, saying that their room was disgusting, that Mama Chu was outside taking his shit on the sidewalk, which will be, slightly confirmed later. Tophiachu doesn't outright say it happened, but she basically defends it so much that you just know it, Tophia. It totally happened, and if it didn't, she wouldn't care about it that much. But something I wanted to bring up about this video here is just look at that. 1.2 million likes. This video has 15 million views. I did not know Tophia was this much of a hot topic on TikTok, but apparently she is. Those are just massive numbers, and maybe on TikTok they're kind of normal for a lot of things, but holy shit, 1.2 million people liking a video just directed at just trash in the Slydell family. That's pretty fucking wild. And as you can imagine, Tophiachu did not take kindly to this. So shortly afterwards, she made a video trying to refute these claims and explaining why the rent wasn't paid. And basically it just boils down to, you're lying and my brother was supposed to pay the rent.
So I want to address this because it needs to be addressed. Yes, the lady that posted the video is a housekeeper. She's not telling you 100% of the full story. She doesn't know 100%. So I'm going to explain to you, and I would advise you, if you're the housekeeper, that you take that video down, because it's not gonna look good for you. I've already got the video. I'm gonna send it to your corporate, and I'm also filing a report with the police, because that put my family in danger. And I know the police really don't do much, but at this point I don't got no choice. That put my family in danger, and you're a maid, you're not a worker, and you have no right sharing people's business. But I'm gonna come on here and explain what happened, because I feel like it's very important for me to explain what's going on. So for reasons why I'm not gonna be giving a lot of information, details. My business is my business. It's nobody else's business. So, as you know, like I said, my brother's the one that takes up the rent. There was some issues on his part, which is why, if I had got paid from TikTok, I could have took up the rent until he fixed his issues with paying the rent. I'm not going to say anything to give away anything because it's my business. But she's a maid. Her friend, who is also a maid, was acting like she owned the place. She's rude. She hates her job. She doesn't like it. And if you don't like, because you're supposed to be hospitable, you know hospitality, right? You probably went for that. Like, you literally went for that. So I don't know why you're acting like you hate your job so much. If you hate your job, don't work.
So Tophia's basic response to this whole situation is, you're a maid. Don't you ever try to call us out for anything because you're not in a position to do that. And if you don't like your job and having to clean dirty rooms, then just leave it, you know? She's just thinking, well, if I was in her position and had to clean a dirty room, I would just say screw this and leave. You know, Tophia, it's not that easy, you know, for everyone else where you can just randomly try to pull out TikTok money to pay your rent, and you can't even do that. You know, that's something I feel like people really got to like focus in on there, because why is Tophia, a 30-year-old woman, not able to pay the families like $300 rent? Like, why is this all falling on Brotherchu? Tophia having like a set platform like TikTok she apparently is able to pull money out of whenever she wants, should be the breadwinner in that family. But shortly afterwards, the girl Squid did decide to respond with yet another TikTok, and what she felt so greatly offended by was the fact that Tophia referred to her as a maid. Now listen, this has become like a back and forth that's been going on for weeks now, so for the next little while, I'm just going to show y'all that. None of my interruptions, just back and forth between Tophia and Squid. And it gets pretty heated, ladies and gentlemen.
Maid? Bitch, I'm a housekeeper. I cannot describe to you the smell that was emanating from that room. I could even smell it on her brother when we would pass each other when I was on my way into work and he was going to the Circle K up the street. It's not apartment style living, it's an extended stay hotel, and it is a dump. For my own safety, I'm not going to be dropping the name of the hotel that I work at on the internet to a bunch of strangers, but I promise you I'm telling the truth. Why would I fucking lie about this? I only ever went in their room once, and that was like the week after they got a clean notice, which means that their room was so disgusting that we almost had to kick them out, and they had to clean it up to not get kicked out. It was still disgusting, and it smelled like ass. I'm pretty sure we had to throw away every single set of sheets that we gave them. They refused to ever let us actually come in and clean, which is part of the reason they got kicked out. And I will do everything in my power to get you pictures and videos of that room, because no one that I work with gives a shit. They only ever wanted sheets. They would barely ever let us into the room, not that we wanted to go in, because it was disgusting. This is not a nice hotel. It's not apartment style. Like, it's literally a shithole. But I can tell you that the reason they had roaches is because their kitchen was absolutely fucking disgusting, and it had food on it that was probably older than my nieces and nephews. Always, okay? The roaches were their fault. Also, the people working the front desk are wonderful, nice people that are good at their jobs. The only time that the staff at the hotel, myself included, are going to be less than nice to a guest is when they are less than nice to us, okay? We match energy. I'm about to head into work, so we'll find out if I have a job. Pretty sure I still do. But I just want to tell you guys, it would be one thing, and you, Tophia, you should hear this too. You were no longer a guest. She was no longer a guest at the hotel. All of those privileges go out the window once you are no longer a guest at the hotel. Now you're just a fucking crazy person, okay, baby girl? I'm not scared of you. I've seen how fast you can move, okay? Everything I said was true. You even admitted it on your fucking Instagram story, bitch. I don't know why you're still lying. You literally, all I said was you got kicked out because your room was gross and you didn't pay rent, which is exactly what fucking happened, okay? So apparently, Tophia wants to call the police on me. Honey. Only one of us is breaking the law right now, and I did call the cops on you, okay? I called the cops and reported a suspicious vehicle because y'all have been sitting there all day and all night, shitting and pissing on the sidewalk like animals. And then I also told them that they need to do a prior welfare check because there's an elderly woman living in the car with them now. So have fun dealing with that, bitch.
So this girl Squid is clapping back at Tophia all day long. This is all on Halloween when like all of these videos were posted, and then she comes at us with all the pictures of Tophia's room and what it looks like.
Also say the room is a little bit cleaner than I expected. It's still disgusting. It smells like piss, body odor, and fucking 10-year-old cooking grease. Like, there's so much grease on the light bulb over the stove that when I turned it on, it smelled like something was cooking.
So as she says, it's not as bad as she previously thought, but still, I mean, the room, like, what are all those, like, black marks on the wall? The floor is absolutely filthy, as you're about to see in a second. There's trash everywhere. I would not eat a thing cooked on that stove. And it's like, I get having a little bit of mess around your house, but having just trash on the floor is, like, that's just fucking gross. The shower looks like it's never used, and then there's a chunk taken out of the door. Like, somebody just bit into it, like they were really hungry, like it looked like a big graham cracker. But in the videos from Squid that we watched just like a minute ago, she brings up a lot of things that haven't been brought up yet, such as Tophia calling the cops and Tophia trying to get her fired, and you're about to see a lot of that covered in this video Tophia responded with the following day.
Because this needs to be said, I'm running errands, and I don't need anyone to be thinking I'm sleeping out of my car. First of all, the maid had no right to share any of my personal and private business, and it would be in her best interest not to respond to comments in her page, because she's going to incriminate herself and lose her job. I got several videos I am sending over to corporate, and I'm going to make a call to let them know that she is putting my business out there. She's a maid, so she should not be telling anybody anything. Second of all, I did not talk about the maid, and if she sees this video, I didn't talk about you. I don't know you personally. You don't know me personally. Just because I'm a public figure doesn't give you the right to go and tell everyone my business, because you don't know what I was going through or what I was struggling with online. You put my family in danger. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm not incriminating myself to get in trouble, and I'm sending this video to your job and your corporate. And I'm also, if it doesn't work, I'm reporting you to the police. I'm going to make a police report and let them know that they see what I can do about having those videos taken down, because you don't know anything about me. I am not the only sole winner, or not breadwinner, but the sole person that helps pay bills. And I'm not going to tell people my brother's business, because no one needs to know where he works, if he works, or anything, because for protection and safety purposes. That's why I didn't tell people why I was leaving. And for you to come online and act like as if I was creating a sob story, I was keeping myself quiet for a reason, because I didn't want people to follow me and find out where I live, which now you have put my family in danger. Thank you very much. I did not say anything about a maid with weird piercings. I have my live streams fully recorded. You are not going to sit here and lie and say I talk about people that I live at. Why would I talk about the maids when I don't know them personally? She was nice. She came to our door and gave us our bedding. I didn't say anything rude about you. So don't listen to these trolls. And I would suggest the best advice, since maybe you don't want to take advice from me, is to take down those videos and stop responding to people before you lose your job, because that is a second video that I have to send to your corporate office to get you fired because you wanted to come online and spew my business. I hate when people love to do things for views and kick people while they're down. You don't know my situation. You don't know why I couldn't pay my bills. And it wasn't just because of TikTok. If I would have had the money, I could have helped my brother pick up where he couldn't pick up. I don't have to tell people what's going on in my personal life. And you just plastered it everywhere because you wanted some sort of 15 seconds of fame. Well, you're going to get your 15 seconds of fame. Was it worth it to lose your job? And I don't care if anyone comments in my comment section and defends that lady. Let me tell you something. If you're defending someone, spewing my business out there, people are literally calling her out. People have said that I can get a lawyer. And I've actually had people reach out to help me get a lawyer. So I would suggest, in your best advice, if you see this video, take those videos down. And even if you do, I still have the videos. So it's already too late for you. You should have never put my family in danger because you don't know the situation. You was not there when my brother had to talk to the lady about paying rent. You don't know our personal business. You and your little friend needs to stop being rude to people that live there. And you need to tell your friend to be a little nicer and stop acting like she's the manager when she's not. She's a maid. And what do maids do? Clean rooms. So I suggest you should be cleaning rooms instead of being short-staffed and leaving nasty rooms for people to live in with roaches, okay? Because our room had doors chewed in it, which I couldn't even take a picture. I didn't even take a picture because I was like, you know what? I'll just suffer through this. The back of our door was chewed by someone else whose dogs was there. Their lights were falling off. They had overhead lights over our beds. They were literally broken. On top of that, our electricity plug blew up. Our refrigerator was not fixed for a whole month. We did not have our refrigerator fixed. And when we told them it was broken, they didn't fix it. My mom had to defrost the refrigerator and it thankfully ran again. We had to shove all of our stuff in the freezer because we didn't have a refrigerator. Everything was going bad. On top of that, everything was damaged. Their countertop, the part where the countertops are, was coming apart because whoever was there damaged the room. And mind you, the lady that worked there before can vouch because she was disgusted when she saw what room we got. She was looking around the room in disgust because she couldn't believe this is the room we were given. On top of that, someone punched a hole in the closet door by the kitchen, was punched by someone else. That room was nasty. And we literally sacrificed to stay there because we didn't want to move from room to room. And I am tired of these people not... There's only 2 maids that clean the whole building. If you look at the building, how big it is for 2 maids, and people quit. And you wonder why people quit. This is 5 minutes long and I'm just going to end it here. But if I was you, I would advise you to take down your video before it makes it worse and you incriminate yourself. Anyways, I've got stuff I got to do. I have important things I got to do. Have a good day.
So, I mean, Tophia covers everything in that little 3-minute video there. She brings up the fact that, you know, this girl should delete those videos or she could get fired from her job. Tophia's, like, dropping a bunch of thinly veiled threats, trying to do anything to get those videos offline because she hates people talking about the truth of her family. It's basically just 3 minutes of her making every excuse in the book, and she even goes as far as to say that they gave them the room like that. I know this is a shitty motel, the girl even brings it up herself that it's not the best place, but I mean, damn, like nobody's gonna give you a room that's in that bad of shape and you're just gonna deal with it. As Tophia says, they just made a sacrifice so they didn't have to move to another room, but I highly doubt that's the case. I mean, it's like, so they gave you the room with all those cans on the floor and all those bags on the ground and no, that's all your own shit. And Tophia even further elaborates on that with another video posted probably a few hours after the last one.
When you don't have a place to go because that's the only place you have, and there's no point in saying, hey, let's go sleep outside because we don't like the place we're living at, you're going to endure a place for so long because you don't have anywhere to go. So what was I supposed to do? Up and take my stuff and be like, let's just fly out of here. Let's just leave our room, even though we have no plan, no nothing. Like, that literally made no sense. I don't have to tell people what I was planning online. I already told my mom we can't do it anymore. Hello? And so what if our room was damaged? We had to accept it because that was the only place we have for now. Some of you guys have to understand that you have to plan things. Some people are just spontaneous, and yes, people can be spontaneous. But in a situation where my family's safety is at risk, why would I just up and take all of my stuff and be like, let's get out with no plan? That makes no sense. So you're going to stay in a place that you have to endure, which is a horrible place, mind you. Well, the room, not... Some people are nice, right? I'm not gonna be rude. Some people are nice there. Some of the workers. It's just that our room that we got was the last room left, and I could see why, because other people probably passed it up, and we were the lucky ones that got it. Yay! We were so lucky. We got a room that had the bathroom door was chewed. Our stove didn't work. Our refrigerator was broken for 2 months, and I just didn't say anything because, first of all, I feel like I bother people. Second of all, we were this close to like being thrown out because of online leaving false reviews. And we told them about a refrigerator. They never fixed it, so I didn't think they would fix anything else. Mind you, the wall socket where my air fryer plugged in exploded. We don't know why. And everything's pretty much damaged in that room from whoever stayed there before, which I'm going to say allegedly DV, because someone punched a hole in the closet door. Like, it looks like somebody went through a DV situation. Also, our sink, the water does not go down the pipe. And there was a necklace that was stuck in the sink. We had to get that necklace out. Someone threw their necklace in the sink. Whoever the previous owners, but the previous people that stayed there, yeah, they damaged that room badly. So, of course, if you don't have anywhere to go, you're going to stay at a place until you get a better place. Hello? We didn't have no place, so what was I supposed to do? Say, hey, let's go? Like, I was supposed to subject my family to the streets because the place was horrible? No, thank you. I tried to save it as much as I could, and I couldn't. And for someone to come online and to sum it up as, oh, because she didn't get paid from TikTok is crazy. It's none of her business nor your business. Why? And I don't have to explain what we told the other lady in the front office when we paid our rent, because it's none of anyone's business. No one needs to know that. And we got the help that we needed, right? In a sense that she helped us a lot. And I'm not going to talk badly about her and I don't mention people's names because, God forbid, I don't want people to get harassed. Oh, you was helping them live it. Like, no, I don't need people to be harassed for being kind. But there are other people there who could have been kind enough to be like, hey, we understand your situation. I was stressed. I didn't know what to do. Putting my family in danger like that is crazy. Now, I got to walk around worried if people are not going to try to find where I'm at. Because now they know we're no longer there because of a housekeeper that you're defending. Please. Like, that was uncalled for. That was not necessary. And, some people need to do the right thing. It was unprofessional, and leave it at that. I'm not going to say anything bad about her. I'm not going to say anything rude. I'm not going to incriminate myself. I'm just going to take it up with a pro bono lawyer and leave it at that. She can keep responding to troll comments. The more you keep responding, the more videos I have to send to your employer. So I would advise you, do not engage with people on social media. Have a nice life, and good luck with the trolls, because you just opened the door you don't even realize you opened. And when I say don't mess with these trolls, don't mess with these trolls. When you don't give them the information they want, or you don't talk about me, they're going to forever follow you. And when you lose this job, you're going to lose another job, and another job, and another job. These people are relentless. Do not engage with these people. Have a good night.
Tophia is now giving her warnings that the trolls will come after her too if she's not careful, which, sometimes can happen to people, but in Tophia's case here, people are only interested in knowing what type of dirt this girl has on Tophia, and once everything's all said and done, she probably will have a few trolls who follow her around, especially if her account's still getting the eyes it has right now. But Tophia is right about one thing. The girl is pretty goddamn unprofessional by doing this. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for the filthy room. Obviously, they deserve to be called out for that. But my god, 1.2 million people like that. They're putting you on blast in front of all these people. Probably not the best look for the hotel chain, I'll admit that. Especially when she's calling the place a shithole and stuff, but look, I digress. Another thing that Tophia brings up is that the girl is, putting her family at risk, making them not safe, I should say, by revealing their location. Because what Tophia is saying is, she was trying to have, people not know they were homeless. She was trying to keep her family safe by lying for the past few weeks, saying, no, we're not homeless, nah, that's not going on. And now that it's been revealed to the public, instead of just going, yeah, I was lying, we are actually homeless, she's just pissed at this woman for even bringing it up. And then finally, Tophia brings up that she's going to get a pro bono lawyer and fight this because she thinks this is like a suable offense, you know, putting them on blast like this. Again, she's just trying to find any way to go at this girl, and now she's trying to use the legal system to do it, and no judge in the world would ever take this case. They'd look at it and throw this shit right the fuck out. And obviously, Squid had to reply to this as well. And what's really important about this part is it's where Squid admits yes, they called the cops on Tophia and her family, because they're still parked right inside the hotel parking lot. Despite being kicked out and asked to leave, they're just sitting right there expecting that they can just, you know, chill on the property. And what's really crazy about it is this is the same property that Mama Chu allegedly took a shit on. So, you know, they don't want them there in the first place, but they just refuse to leave. They're just staying in their car, parked up right there, and they're kind of just living out of it. And then, of course, because this shit show has to continue, Squid makes another response to Tophia.
We do random inspections, your words, on rooms. It's because your room is disgusting. It's because we're worried that you're not taking care of it, because you don't let us in. You always refuse service, like you did. Every single week that I went to your room, you only asked for sheets and you only opened the door this much so that I couldn't see into your room. The reason that we did random inspections on you was because your room was disgusting, and we were trying to keep up with that because you wouldn't let us in. You only let us in when we told you we needed to do a safety item inspection, which is just code for check and make sure they're not destroying the room. Oh, and when we gave you clean notices, which means that your room is so filthy that you're on the verge of getting kicked out for it. That's the reason that I went into your room the last time that I went in, to make sure that you actually cleaned up, and you did a little bit.
So in that video, yet again, Squid talks about how they tried to go into Tophia's room and clean stuff, but the Slydells would basically just kind of half open the door, take whatever sheets they were given, then close it right back up again. They didn't want anyone in the outside world to know how disgusting of a house they were living in, even the cleaners of the place they were living at. And of course, Tophia responded to this, but not before making a video calling out some woman named Jasmine and putting her in her place for her being homeless. Now, Tophia is also homeless herself, but it doesn't stop her from calling other people out and telling them to take accountability for their own lives, because Tophia is clearly in a position to do that.
A mess. We all know why. Let's get into it. So Jasmine, I've tried to avoid talking about you for the longest time and talk on your situation about being homeless because I'm homeless. I'm in a situation, and I've been in a situation for a while. I know just how it feels to be homeless. You went and allowed someone to go on your live stream and lie on my name and say that I had an 8-year-old in my room talking inappropriately when the office knows there was 3 of us there. First of all, you're the last person to come on this app and talk about my situation when you lied about your mother dying. You lied about your mother dying. Yes. Mind you, let me tell you why, allegedly, Jasmine is homeless. Jasmine, trigger warning, touched her grandpa inappropriately. The mother found out, Jasmine's mother found out, and Jasmine got embarrassed and left her house to become homeless and asked y'all for money to help her because she was homeless, but used the money to go see Nicki Minaj. And I know people are gonna bring up Comic-Con and all that other stuff. I made sure that I had a place to live before I went anywhere. So anyway, sorry, I see something and it's giving me. Anyways, so then what happened was that on Jasmine's Twitter, if you go, and I have proof because someone sent me that about her grandpa and her cousin, she also trigger warning SA'd her cousin and showed a stain on her bed from when she SA'd her cousin and posted it on Twitter. Now, Jasmine, you tried coming at me on Roachula's Live and talking. You are the last person to come on here and talk about anything when you yourself told people your mom threw you out and made you homeless when your mom is begging you to go back home. Why are you choosing to be homeless instead of going home to a place where you have home and expecting people to help you when you have options? Now, I'm not here to bash anyone in a situation because I'm in the situation. I don't even, when I hear people get made fun of for being homeless, it hurts me. I couldn't live with myself if I did that to someone, knowing how I feel in this situation. You, Jasmine, need to worry about yourself. Stop spreading false rumors about me on lives. Go home. Your mom wants you to go home. Go home. This is no place to be. If you have the opportunity to live with your mother, to mend your relationship, to have a place to live, please choose it. Please choose it. Your mom is not abusing you. She wants to help you. This is no place for you to be homeless. Trust me. When you get thrown out of that place because you can't pay rent or they no longer can help you, you will not like your situation. From one person to another, I'm being nice, even though I'm in a situation myself. I could choose to be rude to you after all the times you were rude to me. I could choose to be hateful to you. Okay? I could. I'm offering you this advice. Please, your mom wants you to go home. Go home. Get a place to live.
Look, if even half the stuff Tophia is saying about this woman is true, then fuck her. Like, right? Like touching her grandmom and her cousin, some weird stuff. And it's hilarious to me that Tophia is trying to give this person advice. This person who she's basically accusing of being like a horrible predator. She's like, yeah, you're mean to me, but I'm not going to be mean to you. It's like, why? Why? If this person is all these things you claim, then you should have no problem calling them out like that. And if you're even a little bit hesitant of it, then you shouldn't bring it up at all. That's why in these videos with like Bowser and Nova we do, that's why I'm so quick to be like, oh yeah, they're a predator. Because we've seen proof of them acting like predators. And you'd never catch me on here being like, look, let me give you some friendly advice. I know you guys are mean to me, but I'm not going to be mean to you because you clearly need some good advice. No, fuck that. And that's what Tophia's doing here. But at the end of the day, she's really just a homeless woman trying to give another homeless woman advice on how not to be homeless. But now it's time to look at Tophia's response to Squid, because all these days later, she's finally seen the pictures of the room that Squid released, and Tophia has a lot to say about them.
So I want to say this because I did see the photos that the housekeeper posted of my room. First of all, we didn't have time to get rid of whatever was in the room, right? So the room was left like that because we were rushed to get out. They didn't allow us to clean the room like they said we could. Like, the stuff that was left that we couldn't get and throw away, because that's not old food, mind you. That was our food we had just bought to eat, and now it has to go to the trash. Those are really good eggs. Nothing in there was old. That was all our good food that we had just bought, and it ended up going to the trash because they kept giving us big signals. The door that she showed was damaged before we got there. If we damaged anything, the stove she showed was like that because it was like that from before, from whoever did it.
So firstly, the food in the fridge that's all just left there, that's probably true what Tophia is saying, that they didn't have enough time to take it all when they were being like quickly kicked out of there. However, it does prove that the house was always messy. They didn't really even try to clean. Tophia says, oh, we cleaned a little bit before we got kicked out, but we had no time to. So the house always looked like that. If it was always that way, why didn't you clean it beforehand? There's all those cans you see on the floor and shit. That's all their trash. And Tophia keeps saying that the room was like that when they got it. She even said it in the beginning of that video there. And I think when she says that, she's talking about like the hole that's punched in the closet and shit. Because maybe that was there, but all this trash on the floor, all the grease everywhere, no. No, you're not convincing anybody that that was not your family's doing. She then goes live again shortly afterwards to continue talking about this whole topic, despite the other day saying this is the last time she's going to talk about Squid. And again, we're going to point to the duration of the video to tell you guys, yes, she talks about her quite a lot more. I don't even think you're going to see Squid at all the rest of the video, but you're going to see a whole lot more of Tophiachu bitching about her.
I don't know if I also told y'all, because I think I might have said it in my story, but I'll reiterate it again. As far as the housekeeper goes and sharing the photos, I don't know how you live. How do you share something about someone when they're down? Considering the fact you lied and said we never let you in because our room was a mess, which was a lie, because your friend, who I believe is your friend, the other housekeeper, did random inspections on our room because people left reviews saying that our room was a mess, our room was dirty, which I don't see any reviews on that place. So I don't know if she was lying or what. And she did random inspections and she told us that our room was clean. We always kept our room clean. I don't know if you put that trash behind there from wherever you found the trash, because you guys rushed us to leave, so we didn't have time to clean the room. Obviously, you can tell that was left there from whatever was left after we had to get our stuff up and packed and moved. We are trying not to cause problems because you are harassing us. You keep walking by my car harassing us, threatening to call, adult CPS, and for what? You are trying to save yourself for what? You posted those photos of my place while I'm in a situation, and you've been sharing personal information. I must let people know. I get harassed and doxed online. People are going to always try to find out where I'm going, what's next. We may be followed. That's a scary situation. You don't even know what I had to endure on the internet. And for you to literally put a cookie and act like as if you don't care, that is so messed up. It is so messed up. Someone literally told you it was wrong for you to do that, and you make these little jokes, and you think life is a breeze because you still have your job. We'll see when you really don't have your job. And I know she called a welfare check on me. What kind of a person calls a welfare check on someone they're harassing to continue to harass them while they're down? I just can't fathom that. My family is going through so much, and I want to just own a house. I'm not crying. And it's just frustrating enough as it is to have to be stuck where I'm constantly being harassed by someone who walks by and harasses me and my family. And I just don't know. Like, I'm trying the best that I can. Mentally, I can't do this. I can't do this mentally. We've been through this situation so many times. And when someone does something like doxes me, like my brother's ex doxed me at this place. This is how people knew where we lived. And it sucks because there's nothing we could do about any of it, right? Oh, doxing is against the law, but the police don't do anything. The maid's allowed to share our information and do all of that. Oh, housekeeper. Sorry, not maid, because people get mad that I say maid. Who cares about a freaking word, whether it's housekeeper or maid? I don't care. Like right now, it was not right for her to share that information about my family. It was not. She keeps walking by, filming my car, harassing my family, talking about how my mom's shitting on the sidewalk, which is so crazy to me, because why are you literally like talking down on people because you think I'm a public figure and that you think like everyone else when you don't really know my situation and why things are the way that they are. And then you want to have this stuck-up demeanor about you, and it bothers me. And whoever made that video, literally with the photos of the maids saying that we live like dogs, why are you calling a black woman a dog? And I'm not allowed to say, oh, here she goes with race again, because someone's going to mention that. Why did you refer to me as a dog? You don't even know how we lived. The other maid knew how we lived because she inspected our place. Hello? That maid is lying to cover her ass. She's trying to cover her ass. Mind you, that door that was damaged, the stove that was dirty was not from us. She's trying to make it seem like the lights were damaged because we damaged it. She tried to act like the door was damaged because we damaged it. And she tried to say that the stove was damaged because of us. It was damaged from whoever stayed there previously. And I know this because when we got into our room, it smelled horrible. We couldn't ask for another room because that was the last room left. That was the last room left. So we didn't get a choice to pick. Why do you think that was the last room? Because it was horrible.
So Tophia just comes out the gate swinging in that video. First off, she's really mad at that woman and accuses her of being racist because that woman referred to them as dogs. Now, I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with the fact that they were using, like, using the bathroom to take pisses and all, but Tophia's just going to chalk that up to, nope, they're racist. Has to be that. There is no other reason we would be referred to as such. Secondly, she brings up how it shouldn't matter what she calls this woman, housekeeper, maid. I'm the one being slighted right now. She's posting videos of my family. This shouldn't be allowed. She tries to say this woman is doxing her somehow, which is crazy because she's just showing the room that they got kicked out of. Tophia's like made their address public before, I'm pretty sure. And if not, we've seen the Tophiachu body cam footage. Everyone knew what this place looked like. But now, over the next, hour or so, you're going to see Tophiachu just bitch and moan quite a lot. And I want you guys to play a little game here. Take a shot of whatever you got next to you every time you hear Tophia use the phrase, mind you. I also want to say shout out to the channel TV here on YouTube. They are making these awesome compilations of Tophia's daily TikTok stories, and they'll be linked down in the description below. It really is the best way to keep up with Tophia's antics. But here's the thing. In the next video, Tophia's about to just rant and rave more about how they got the room that way. They didn't do nothing wrong, and the room was just always filthy. These poor, clean Slydells just got thrown into this terrible, cracked-out room, and now the notoriously good-smelling Tophia is having to wallow in filth that she didn't even create.
You to try to act like, for you to try to put damages on us that we didn't do, I don't damage stuff like that. We didn't punch a hole in the closet door. We sure as heck didn't break the stove that somebody else broke because they were going through an argument. Mind you, they threw a necklace down the sink. It was a memorial necklace because we had to pull the necklace out of the sink, and my mom threw it away because, obviously we couldn't keep it. Literally, the drain was not going down to the sink. Literally, the sink is so disgusting. Like, whatever is in that sink is from the other owners because the sink is not going down properly because whatever the last people that rented, they shoved stuff down the sink. That's why it's not going down. It's not going down. And I'm going to tell you another thing. If they find that lady that used to work there, because she saw our room and she even shook her head. When we got our groceries delivered to the wrong room, she helped us to bring our groceries in, and she said that she gave us 1 free month of Grubhub. She looked at our room and she was shaking her head because she saw how bad the room looked. So mind you, if it comes up, because I'm going to mention it, because I'm not even going to say what I'm going to do. Mind you, it's over for you because she knows how that room was when we got it. We didn't damage that door. We didn't damage the lights. That was already damaged. The stove was damaged. The refrigerator was damaged. Luckily, we got our refrigerator working again because they didn't get it working for 2 months. Probably more than that. We had no refrigerator because they didn't send anyone to fix it. And I'm going to tell you because the guy that, mind you, I had to eat cereal. That's all we were able to get. We couldn't even get cereal. Actually, no. We got pancakes. That's all we had to eat was pancakes. And the syrup had to be not refrigerated, which is supposed to be refrigerated, because that's all we could get because we couldn't get eggs. It would have went bad. The milk would have went bad because we have no refrigeration system. We couldn't get a lot of our stuff. We needed cheese, had to be shoved in the freezer. Meat had to be shoved in the freezer. The freezer was shoved packed because we didn't have a refrigerator for 2 months. And you guys know this because when I went live, I told you our refrigerator wasn't working. I already said our refrigerator's still not working. Mind you, I said the stove isn't working. Whoever lived here last broke it. And I even said on my live streams that there's holes, and I even said on my live streams that it was damaged from the last people. I have screen recordings of that. So if you're trying to say we damaged that room, I have screen recorded proof because all my live streams are saved to my YouTube that I told people that it was damaged. That I said we got a shitty room, but we have to keep it because that's all we have. That the door was damaged, the lights, everything. I have proof that I said it was damaged, and it wasn't by us. So maybe stop trying to share photos and being like, they left it like that. What was the point of showing the door? I didn't do that. You could clearly tell a dog chewed that door. We don't have a dog. Plus, you can't have dogs there where you're living. Unless it's service animals, I believe, because there's people that do have dogs that live there. And I think they're service animals. But you can't have animals there. So you're not going to try to lie when people could look at the door and see it was chewed by a dog. Hello? Like, we don't have our dog. She's gone, which I'm still sad about. I think about her a lot. I just don't know how someone tries to beat people while they're down and say, look, they left it like this. I'm not being blamed for someone else's damages. And if you guys ran your place correctly, maybe don't leave your shit damaged like that. I don't understand how they leave rooms damaged like that and expect people to want to rent that. That room is not going to be rentable to anybody because they're not going to want to rent that room because it's damaged. Wait till someone has no choice but to take it because they don't have a choice.
So much of this is just Tophia complaining and saying that everything was broken before we got here. We got given this like terribly messed up room, and now they're accusing us of all of it. And like instead of like taking pictures of the room when you first got it to prove that, her only evidence is, well, I said these things were all fucked up a little while back, and since I said it on my live stream and I have all them recorded, that's proof of me saying that, you know, all this shit's broken. I don't know why she thinks that would hold up anywhere. Also, Tophia does not strike me as the person that's going to sit through like 4 or 5 hours of her own live stream. She probably knows she said it a while back, but doesn't know where she said it. Telling people to go find it if they want the proof, because she's sure as hell not going to go find it herself. So in this video you're about to see here, it's another call out at Squid. Tophia is saying that basically she is racist because she's saying that Tophia and her family are living like animals, and Tophia is saying that, hey, we may be shitting on the streets, we may be like, you know, being told to leave the property and refusing to do so, but that doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters. If this was real racism, I'd have no problem calling it out and saying that's bullshit. She's targeting this woman simply because of the color of her skin. But that's not what's going on here. And you know damn well that's not what's going on here. In the next video, Tophia tries to exude like such a big air of confidence about her. She is basically just smirking the entire video, kind of feeling like she's the big winner now, you know? She's got this woman by the balls. She's smarter, she's cooler, like she's harder, better, faster, stronger again, like she's the man, Tophia. And in this video, I think she's about to put things to rest with Squid once and for all. Totally, that's what's about to happen here. She's definitely not going to keep making videos on this for the next 5 days.
This is the last time I'm addressing this, then I'm not addressing this anymore. So I'm going to be tagging Squiddy in this video since she wants to make views and make money off of my situation. Oh, you're going to make money, all right? You're really going to make money, all right? I'm going to show you how much money you're going to make off of this situation when you don't make any. I'm going to show everyone exactly who you are as a human being, okay? Let's get into it. I'm going to be showing a video because I want to share this video with you, and then I'm going to share some other stuff with you. I don't have the other video because my brother got a video, but anyways, I will be showing you some videos.
Honey, only one of us is breaking the law right now, and I did call the cops on you, okay? I called the cops and reported a suspicious vehicle because y'all have been sitting there all day and all night, shitting and pissing on the sidewalk like animals. And then I also told them that they need to do a prior welfare check because there's an elderly woman living in the car with them now. So have fun dealing with that, bitch.
So let's talk about that. You keep walking by my car and literally harassing me. Second of all, I'm not an animal. I'm a black woman. So you as a white woman, which I know people are going to say stop playing the race card, should not call black people animals. You called the cops on black people and said that a suspicious car when we have nowhere to move because our car is unmovable. We can't tow the car anywhere. So thank you for trying to get us kicked out of our spot after you got us kicked out of our place. And then let's get into it. You're trying to profit off of making me homeless. You said you got in the creator fund in February. Now that you're getting this newfound views and likes and clicks for whatever it is, now all of a sudden you want to get back into the creator fund and fill out your tax information after you got me fired, which I will be tagging you in this video. And thank you for boosting my views because I got 111 million views and my likes are going up. You literally had the nerve to call me a bitch outside of my name when you as a white woman were so giddy and so happy at the fact that you called the police and proceeded to call me a black woman an animal. This is why I hate some white people. That's racism. And anyone who says that I'm playing the race card is crazy because that is not okay for you to be giddy and happy that you call the police on a black person and then proceed to call them animals. Okay, let's get into it. Here is someone saying if I could, I would make money off of talking some more nasty at my work. I do the same too, girl. Sounds like your job is hard. So you can talk nasty and deplorable to people at your work and still have a job. If I was this job, I wouldn't have you working there considering the fact that you are talking disgusting about people at your work, being that you're a housemaid, or what is it? Not a maid because people get mad. You're a housekeeper and your house literally looks like it's cluttered. It literally looks like hoarders, but you're talking about me. Hoarders, part 2, okay?
So Big Toph is going like really hard with the racism allegations towards this woman. And again, I have to say, if this was racism, people would call it out. People wouldn't be okay with that. But Tophia, knowing like what you do, what you're doing right now, and how this woman has had to deal with your filth, this isn't a racial thing. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you trash a room like that, you're gonna get called out for it. Now, granted, you're probably not gonna get called out on TikTok in front of millions of people, but in your case, you will, because because you're Tophiachu and this is just what happens. But let's get real for a second. Let's get into it, shall we? Like, Tophia loves this. You saw her going, thanks, girl, you boosted my views. I've gotten like 1.1 million views this month. And like, you've chosen this life. She wants to be on TikTok all day long. Last month when we covered Tophia in the I was just playing Sims video, she said she never plans on getting a job again. She doesn't want to work because she just wants to do TikTok from now on. And she expects everything to just be cool for people to not want to call her out like this. Like Tophia, when you spend all your time making videos telling people how they should change their life, how they need to reevaluate things, like you're in a great position, and then someone does it to you and says, yeah, here's your terrible mess you left us to clean, you have the nerve to act like they're the ones who are just having a massive problem right now. How dare they call you out for this? And you also brought up how this woman keeps taking pictures of you and how that's not allowed. And while it is kind of weird, like I would feel weirded out if someone kept walking by and taking pictures of me, let's look at the scenario here though. You are somebody who has been kicked out of your apartment. You are not even supposed to be on the property. And this woman who is rightfully supposed to be there every day from a certain period of time because she works there, she's allowed to basically take a picture of anything she wants on that property. As long as the job allows it, you can't sit there and complain and bitch and moan. You're not even supposed to be there. Tophia also brings up how Squid, I guess, tried to get back in, like, the TikTok program, I guess how you make money on there, and I mean, I'm not surprised. She had 1.2 million likes on that video, and she's been consistently uploading more that continue to expose Tophia that are getting equally, well, not equally, but pretty high likes as well, and Tophia is not happy about this. In the next part of the video, she's going to point out, hey, Squid, here's your channel, and, I guarantee you will never expect what Squid's channel's actual name is. You can take a few guesses right now in the comments. I'd actually say maybe pause the video, drop a comment on what you think her channel name is, but really, you'll never get it.
This is her account for anyone that wants to follow and give her views, because clearly she wants to get views off of a homeless person and wants to get views off of calling a black woman an animal, because clearly that's what I am, is an animal. And mind you, my hair is a mess because our car is unmovable. You called the cops, which they said we had to move now, which we don't have a place to go. Oh, and let's get into this because I want to talk about this. You showed resources and help to people you got evicted and say, look, here's resources and help. Let me tell you something about Joy Junction. It's none of anybody's business why we can no longer go to Joy Junction, but what I would appreciate it if you stop showing stuff and stop saying, look, they can get her to a shelter, when literally we're supposed to lose all of our belongings, like our clothes and stuff, and we're supposed to leave it here for the car to get towed because it's not movable, and have them take us to a shelter, right? So we're going to go to a shelter and leave all of our personal belongings behind, all of our chargers, our clothes, everything, because you want to call me a bitch, and then proceed to call me outside of my name, a black woman, mind you. And again, that's crazy. You got so mad, but I do want to share this with people because this needs to be shown. That's literally you walking by our car harassing us, and you saying that I called the cops on you because you broke the law. First of all, you're not supposed to share personal information from someone that's at a hotel or motel. You do know that, right? Considering the fact that you shared information that nobody knew, because I don't tell people because I get harassed, and now they're gonna follow me and dox me. Mind you, while all putting my family in danger. This is the last time I'm gonna address her because I'm not gonna give her clout. But I mean, a lot of people are. They're gonna go follow her, boost her, give her money after she called a black woman an animal, and then proceeded to call her a bitch. Oh, I'm a bitch because why? Because I was gonna call the police. No, I said I was going to get you fired. And mind you, multiples of videos. And that's not the only video we got of you walking by the car. So next time you want to do something like that, don't do it. Please don't do it. And I would advise you all to give her money after making people homeless. And then saying there's an elderly woman sleeping in the car. Why are you so concerned for my mother when you caused us to get evicted? Why don't you tell people that? And it wasn't because we couldn't pay rent. It was because of you. Oh, we didn't let you into the room because our room was dirty. First of all, your friend, who was also going to get fired too, was literally coming, not next to you, but was coming to our room to literally do a inspection, and said that if our room is dirty because they were getting reviews, that they were gonna have to ask us to leave it. She kept doing random inspections and said our room was clean. So why are you gonna lie? And those damages that are done to the room, the door that you showed, the stove, the lights, that was all done by the previous people that stayed there. And also the hole in the closet that you didn't show. Why don't you show the hole in the closet?
that's why don't you show the fucking hole punched in there's a hole punched in the closet. Why don't you show that? That'll totally prove that we didn't fuck that room up. Like, what are you doing, Squid? And actually, at first, I thought, that probably was the prior people. Maybe they didn't notice it or something. But then I thought more and said, wait, Tophiachu Tophiachu definitely did that. But Tophia, look at her. She's so confident. She's like, I got you. We are so in the right. Like, how dare you try to tell us where to go and get help after you evicted us? None of this is my fault. She's refusing to believe any of this is even close to their fault. The room may have been disgusting, but it doesn't matter because that's their own home. They're allowed to live however they want. It's a hotel. It's like an extended stay hotel. No, you are not allowed to do that. This is nobody's fault but yourself for the rent and for the dirty room. And again, she just keeps making excuses, keeps calling this woman a racist, and it's not like any of that's going to stop anytime soon.
And here's another thing, because I know I said I wasn't going to say anything else, but her saying that we piss and crap on the sidewalk. Why are you watching people use the bathroom? Her saying that we piss and crap on the sidewalk. Why are you watching people use the bathroom? Is that not weird? And we didn't use the bathroom when she was walking by. Mind you, we were just sitting in our car. She's bold-faced lying because I watched her walk by the car when she was filming that video. I know exactly because I know the trees and I saw her walking. She was walking to lunch, so she's lying. She didn't see us use the bathroom because I literally saw her. And if I would have had my phone, if it wasn't dead, I would have recorded her because I was going to record her walking by the car. So how are you going to lie and say that when you never even saw us because we were sitting in our car watching you walk by as you made that video? The lies you tell. Oh, but she's got another thing coming for her. And I'm not going to dox, I'm not going to harass, I'm going to do it the legal way. But yeah, there's more coming. So that's all I'm going to say. You should have never done that to my family for money. Like, who do you think you are? You come on the internet calling me an animal and then proceeding to say what you said, which was untrue because we were literally sitting in our car watching you walk by as you made that video. Why did you lie to people? I don't know. She's lying to boost her views. She's trying to cover herself. She wants to make herself seem like a good person and say, oh, look, you're sharing resources. So we're supposed to just go to the resources you tell us, like if we didn't try that, and it's none of anyone's business.
So did you hear what Tophia said at the beginning of that clip right there?
Her saying that we piss and crap on the sidewalk. Why are you watching people use the bathroom?
I mean, yeah, she's basically admitting that yes, they were using the bathroom, and how dare this woman look at them while doing it. Isn't that so weird of you to watch somebody use the bathroom, as she says? It's not like this woman's a peeping Tom or anything. Like, if this is to be believed, you are just popping a squat, broad daylight, or maybe like a few feet from the sidewalk and some trees or some bushes, and if not there, you're just doing it right on the sidewalk, and you're claiming that people walking by looking at you are the weird ones. They're the creeps. What is wrong with you? Like, you could be arrested for multiple things for doing that.
So I said I wasn't going to address the housekeeper, but I had to address it because she's lying to y'all. First of all, TikTok has the option to add links to charities that you want donated to in your TikTok bio. You do not have to join the TikTok Creativity Beta Program to get people to donate to a charity, because that to me doesn't make sense. You said some of it's going to somebody and some of it's going to charity. Yeah, that charity is your charity, the charity of you, the charity of getting someone evicted, and then you realized you was getting views, so you decided that you was just going to use my situation to make money. And when I called it out, you literally said that you was going to donate to a charity. First of all, you were liking comments saying, get that bag, make that money, let's be for real. And the comment that I showed was someone saying to make money off the situation. Nowhere did you say anything about a charity. TikTok has the option for you guys to add links. Do not believe anyone that says they're joining the Creativity Beta Program to donate to a charity, because you don't have to. You're expecting people to give their hard-earned money to you to watch many videos over 1 minute to donate to a charity, and you're supposed to expect us to have proof. I hope that you have proof that you are donating to a charity. Otherwise, I don't believe it, because it's not going to her. She can just add a link to the charity that she wants it donated to in her bio. She doesn't have to go through all the process of adding her tax information, because you're paying taxes on money you're donating to charity. Or maybe you're trying to not pay taxes. That's why you're donating to charity, like all the other rich people. I could screen record this and show you, or you could go on TikTok and do your research about how to add a charity to your profile, but you do not need to join the Creativity Beta Program to donate to charity. It is false. It is a lie. She's trying to get you to watch her videos because she saw the views she was raking in, and because she decided, hey, let me join the Creativity Beta Program. That's why. She saw she hit 1.3 million views talking about me, and she rubbed her grubby little hands together, called me an animal, mind you, which is disgusting. I don't think any charity would want you to donate money from a video that you called a black woman an animal, which I'm tired of people saying, oh, she's playing the race card. In the other video, people said I'm playing the race card. And also people said I was not black when I mixed. I'm Hispanic and black. But that is very disgusting of you to literally call someone to get evicted, call someone the B word, and then proceed to call the cops on a black person and giddily be excited that you said suspicious car and want to donate that money to a charity. Do not buy that BS. Please do not believe her, and actually go donate money to a legit link and charity. Do not fall for that, please. She's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, and it's not going to work. I hope your charity, your own hands that you're trying to use to literally make money off of me works really well. The charity of you, and you. Have a nice day.
So if I'm hearing that correctly, Tophia is basically saying that Squid is pocketing charity money that people are giving to them, or money they're making on TikTok or something. Look, I don't know, this just seems very petty, and like something Tophia is doing to find an easy way to like come at this girl, to find some easy dirt on her. Now, if this is true and this girl is doing that, then please let me know in the comments, and I'll have no problem calling her out for this just as hard as I'm calling out Tophia here. But like most arguments Tophia gets into online, it just seems like she's throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if something sticks. 9 times out of 10, it never does. And on the off chance that it does, she's going at someone like Nova. But she's also calling out the charities that this woman Squid is promoting herself. Tophia is saying that how dare you take money from like a woman who's making videos just trashing me. saying that again she's a racist, so you can't take money from this racist woman. She's just trying to prohibit charities from getting more money. And she's doing all of this while Mama Chu is just coughing up a lung in the passenger seat. Like Mama Chu is always having these serious coughing fits, and Tophiachu kind of just side-eyes her and makes sure she's not keeling over. But you should really be taking care of your mom more, trying to focus on getting her to a doctor, and not just screaming at this woman online who exposed your terrible living conditions that are probably attributing to your mother's poor health. And that actually brings up something important, because we're about to get into a little bit of health talk, because Tophiachu brings up Mama Chu and Papa Chu's disability and how they got denied it, and of course she's not too happy about that, which is something that I feel like anybody in that position would be. So let's look at that video now.
Why is it everyone's all of a sudden coming out to try to make money off of my situation? Okay. That's weird. Second of all, I don't get my mom's disability. She was denied. She got a lawyer to fight it. They didn't win her case. They said they could no longer help her. She tried to find another lawyer. She gave up. Imagine living in a country of the United States of America where you got people, the whole Gypsy Rose situation, the mother faking her disabilities and giving her medications. People like that get assistance, but my mom, who is clearly hard of hearing, has asthma problems, thyroid and back problems, doesn't get disability and is denied. I don't know how many times I have to tell people that, but I'm not living off my mom's money. But thank you. You want me to live off my parents' money so bad. What are you going to bring up my dad's disability? He's in jail again. So he doesn't get disability. They denied his disability because he went to jail. Now he's back in jail and still hasn't gotten his disability. We've been trying to help him with his mental illness, but that's okay. You know what's funny is all these people coming out and kicking somebody while they're homeless and they're down to make money off of them, and everyone's applauding that. You know what? Exactly the person who you sound like kicking homeless people while they're down, Trump. Remember in Project 2025, he wants to jail people who are homeless? Yeah, you sound just exactly like MAGA supporters. Anyways, have a good day. Girl, also, it was not wise of you to say that you rent from your cousin and show your place. You just doxed yourself. Is this real life? Is this real internet? You doxed yourself to show that your place was not cluttered and then proceeded to show your place. When pizza starts getting sent to your door, when people start sending the police, I'm not going to tell you I told you so. I don't condone doxing or sending anybody to anybody's house, but you just morally messed up. I can't with you. Nah. Did you just do that? You know what? I'm not even going to tell people. I'm tired of telling people. They're going to learn the hard way. I don't condone doxing. I don't want you to blame me if something happens. As people start sending people to your door, it's not my fault. Not my fault.
So after talking for a little bit on how both of her parents have been denied disability, she then brings up how Squid is so stupid for showing her house, because now people will know where she lives and they can send pizzas and all this stuff to her. Again, trying to compare her situation to the situation she really wants Squid to have to deal with in life. Because Tophiachu is always messed with, she thinks now that because Squid has done this, Squid will be equally as messed with. Again, probably not. There's probably going to be some people who go after this girl eventually, but that's just the nature of the internet. But the fact of the matter is, she's not going to get it as hard as Tophia, because there's not dedicated groups out there, just really gunning for Squid like there are Tophia.
So I'm going to talk about it because this needs to be said. Her walking away, she's walking by our car, lying. Like that video that she made saying that she saw us pissing and crapping on the sidewalk and called us animals. We were sitting in our car watching her walk back and forth. I think she walked to lunch, but then I don't know, because she came back with nothing and walked back. That's how I know she's harassing us, because my brother even literally caught her walking by the car. He was here. So for her to lie to people and say that we're using the bathroom on the sidewalk was a lie, because me and my mom were sitting there watching her as she was walking, and I thought she was listening to music, but the whole time she was making that video. I should have jumped in her video and said hi, because you know what's crazy is that people are justifying this girl's lying. How are we using the restroom when there's places that got cameras and there's cars everywhere, but she's lying to you? Have a good one. I mean, I don't know why, but it's just something about people defending somebody. Oh, she's harassing you, but she's walking away. No, she's walking by our car so she can see if we're still here, so that way she can keep calling the police. Well, she's not going to keep calling the police anymore, because I'm going to do something about it. Do you not get that? We're not even bothering her. What's the need for her to keep walking by and then threaten me with the police? You're the one who brought this on yourself. If she should have never posted that video. People already knew who she was talking about because they sent it to me. And I have proof. I have proof that people asked me if I was okay and said, because this person posted a video about you. They knew exactly who she was talking about. Hello?
Okay.
You keep constantly making videos about me saying how you ain't as scared of me. I'm not trying to make you scared. That's not what I'm trying to do. More principle is principle of it. You work at a job where you just showed how shitty their apartment was. Mind you, when they find out we didn't do those damages, you're the one that just showed that the place didn't even fix the damages that were done from the previous owners. You know you just outed your place for not being clean? Did you know you just put the business out there like that? Hello, I got proof we didn't damage it. You showing the door, you showing the stove, the light, whatever it is that you tried to show, that was the dumbest thing you could have done, because literally those were damages from somebody else that you guys never fixed. So thank you for proving our point. And if you don't believe me, go to the reviews, because there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of reviews of people saying that they got a room there that wasn't clean and there were damages. Mind you, it's not about making you scared. You literally keep making these videos, you keep responding to me, and you showed my place, and even though you didn't mention me, I didn't tell people anything for a reason, because I'm getting doxxed. You just put me out there like that. You put me out there like that. It's not your right. What gives you the right to think you should give people information? You're a housekeeper. You clean rooms for a living. So stick to cleaning rooms. You don't work the front desk. And even if you did work the front desk, you would know you're not supposed to give information. I would be worried, because if someone had to be safe, they were in like the protection program for the police, you would out them. Like, that's so crazy that this company has somebody working for them that is literally giving information. Wow. I don't know what else to say. That's just horrible. But anyways, you do you, I guess. I mean, she's going to keep responding. I'm not going to respond back anymore. Just let her respond. She's making it worse and worse for herself. You just cost your job by showing how bad the place was. Oh, what? You showed my garbage, but that doesn't explain why that door was messed up like that when we got it, or why the room smelled like smoke, or why our stove was broken, or why we didn't have a refrigerator for 2 months. And I was on live stream saying that all that stuff was broken when we got there. It's screen recorded. And yet you continue. Okay, well, it's going to be documented and reported. So have a good one. I'm not trying to scare you. That's not what I'm trying to do. Principle is principle.
Tophia brings up so many ludicrous statements in that little clip right there. In the beginning, she says that Squid needs to stop calling the cops on them because they're doing nothing wrong, and again, this is all despite the fact that they've been asked to leave the property, and Squid, a worker of somebody like who works at that property, is like the person asking them to leave, the person taking pictures of them for proof that's saying that, yeah, these people haven't left yet. They need to stop it. They need to knock it off because Tophia and her family are just trying to shit in peace. At one point, Tophia says that you're just a maid or just a housekeeper, you're just a cleaner, so stick to cleaning rooms. And it's such a gross statement for someone like Tophia to make. You know, you're the person who dirtied that room up. You're the one who just couldn't be fucked to take out the trash. You are you're the worst type of hotel-like guest. You're the worst type of person to rent to, and you don't see why that is. You just treated the entire property like shit by shitting on it, and you still can't see why they'd want you out of there. And then at the end there, she brings up how the refrigerator was broken. Again, I mean, she's mentioned this a few times, and that's something I could see being an actual issue. Then she brings up how the room smelled like smoke, and that's kind of a bullshit excuse to bring up, considering Tophiachu would just steam ports inside that room.
Also, do want to address this because I guess people ain't really going to care. But you called me a slow ASSBITCH, I think is what you said. That's ableism. You know what's funny is I saw Caleb in her comments. Caleb, you literally said you're tired of the race baiting. First of all, black women are tired of being referred to as animals. Imagine being homeless and someone that you never talked about on the internet called you an animal. Because she said you were using the restroom on the sidewalk, which you wasn't. I wasn't using the restroom. And I got referred to as an animal for no reason. I am literally black and Hispanic. And if you don't know the history behind why it's not a good idea to call black women animals, why are you as a non-black person trying to tell a black person how they should feel about that? Imagine treating someone like they're not a human being and then feeling like you're getting criminalized for being homeless. What? Okay. I wasn't going to mention this because I'm not one to dig into people's stuff and try to bring it up, but someone brought it to my attention. I'd already seen the video, but I was not going to address it about the racist dolls that one person made, and we know who she is that keeps making videos on me, keeps putting my business out there, but your aunt has racist dolls. And for people to literally sit here and tell me, why do you always make it about race? She literally called a black woman an animal. It's not surprised that the apple falls far from the tree. Your aunt has racist black dolls sitting up. Yet you go visit her, but you say you have no control over what she does. Cut her off. Cut her off. But yet I'm the one who always makes it about race, but I was right. I was right. Because the fact that she had Kramer as her profile picture, the fact that she called me an animal and I'm a black woman, that's crazy. And then y'all sit here and say, why are you making it about race? And to Caleb, who literally justified that, so are you justifying her racist aunt too? I mean, birds of a feather flock together, right? Like I said. I have a right to feel like I'm not like, sorry. What, am I supposed to feel like I'm not human? Am I supposed to be treated like I'm an animal? That's crazy. Anyways, do what you will with that information. I don't really care. I was not going to say anything, but it needed to be said because I'm tired of people telling me that I'm not, that I make everything about race when I was 100% right how I feel. No one should be treating anyone like they're inhumane, especially calling them an animal when they lie. That's messed up. Anyways, I gotta go.
And again, I mean, she's really just trying to knock it home that this girl is a racist. You should not trust her. She is simply going after Tophia because of the color of her skin. The two big reasons she says that now are because this woman's aunt has racist dolls. I don't know what that means. I'm not even going to say that's a stupid reason because I have no idea what these dolls look like. Like, for all I know, they could be some pretty racist dolls. But at the end of the day, another reason she used was a profile picture of Kramer. Now look, the character of Kramer and what Michael Richards did in 2005 is like two different things. But now this is what Tophia is going to use for reasoning going forward to now label Squid a racist and just leave it at that.
I don't know if this person's a Zionist or not that's on my page, because someone said they were a Zionist, right? And I'm not going to be one to throw out Gaza here, but since you're new to my page, hi. And since you want to talk about me buying stuff from the TikTok shop, I bought stuff when I could. I didn't buy stuff from the TikTok shop when I couldn't. And also I used money that I had to help pay rent, which mind you, we're paying $1,600, which is $400 a month. And it's hard to get into a place to rent because people will call the place and get me kicked out. Mind you, I was staying at a place where I was renting. Funny. Remember that one. They saw the background of my stuff, plus someone saw me where they were living and proceeded to send it out to everyone and tell everyone where I lived. And I told the office, I said, they're going to call and harass you. Mind you, this was a place you pay monthly that was like a studio. It was a studio. We were good. We were set to go. We were paying there, right? It was $1,400, but we could pay it. Mind you, they found an excuse to kick us out. After I said, someone said that they live here, their dad's the manager, and they're going to get us kicked out. I wanted to let you know before it happens that people are going to harass us because someone took a video of me. So if that's not proof enough, we can't rent. I don't know what is. And some of you guys just assume because I buy stuff from the TikTok shop, that means I didn't pay my rent. First of all, it's $400 a week. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to pay $400 a week. I already told my mom that we can't do it anymore. We have to figure out something, right? I said, there's no way we can continue to keep paying $400 a week. There was no way. And then, yeah, that's $1,600. Mind you, if we would have got into an apartment, my dad wouldn't have been able to come with us because he's on a do not rent list. Or not do not rent. He has, because of our apartment, they rated it and they caused damages. But they're trying to charge us after we asked them for the manager's name that manages the place or the owner so we can get their rent paid, and they refused. They gave us the wrong name, and then the place that was going to pay the rent, because it's like a COVID relief, whatever, what is it? It's like COVID assistance or something. Anyways, we qualified for that, and they said they were going to pay it, but that was not the owner's name. We asked them for the owner's name, they refused to give it to us. So, you know who you are when I say you're a Zionist. That's why you haven't been in other people's spaces. I would suggest to writing things, because I know who you are, but to come on my page because some large TikToker made a video about me. And the one thing I don't like, I do follow people that talk about people, but I don't like talking about my situation when you don't know. Like, you came on here and y'all are defending one side over the other when the lady in the office said it was because they had issues with their rent. Mind you, I have other stuff that I'm not going to bring to the internet and say what happened there. The first room we got, because I don't want to be accusatory, but yeah, I just have to accept things. And I'm tired of people coming and telling me that what's happening to me is not because of anything. That girl's aunt is racist, has racist dolls, but proceeded to call me an animal. Even though she lied as she was walking by, filming, and we were just sitting in the car. We wasn't using the restroom. And I was supposed to just take this because people say you buy stuff from the TikTok shop. Mind you, the non-stick pans I got, which I don't think are up anymore because the TikTok shop got taken down. I received free stuff from the TikTok shop. Some of the stuff I did buy. And so what if I bought it? I had the money to do so when I could. I'm sick and tired of people pocket watching me. You know why I needed an air fryer? Because our stove was broken. And rather than have to try to fix a stove they never fixed, we just cooked a lot of our meals in the air fryer. Our refrigerator was stocked. Freezer was stocked, so we couldn't make any ice, mind you. So yeah, some people need to just mind their business. You buy stuff, okay, when I could. And I also paid the rent. And what's stressful is I can't say anything because I'm not trying to blame anybody else or whatever, but it's nobody's business, okay?
It's like she keeps making videos saying everything is nobody's business. Nobody should try to find out about their private life, but just keeps divulging information about their private life. Like, I would never have known that Tophiachu was on like a do not rent list, and that's why they couldn't have gone to certain apartments. I believe the Tophiachu on the do not rent list. I don't believe that's the reason they couldn't go to multiple apartments. I believe they probably just couldn't or didn't want to pay for them. But so many of these videos just have such a victim mentality about them. Like, Tophia is just sitting here like, woe is me, we're in such a bad situation, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we could have done to ever, like not be in this situation. When really it was just clean your room and have the few $100s you need every week to pay your rent. And instead of doing that, she's making excuses on this video here saying, yeah, I bought stuff from the TikTok shop when I had the money. So what? Stop pocket watching me. You do that to everybody else. You will sit there and call out everyone from the top on down and say that everyone's being terrible and not doing what they should and not supporting the right causes. But when you get called out for anything, you think it's some massive slight and you're just some like all good person who shouldn't be called out for a damn thing. That's not how this works, Tophia. And in every single video we've watched here today, and in every single one we're going to continue to watch, Tophia just continues to be like confused about why all this is going on. And I can't quite realize if it's because she's like actually confused or if she's she's just being naive for the camera. I'm not going to give her that much credit and think she's like, that smart, but still, it just seems like there's no way she can feel like a victim this many times. Like, she's always the victim. Every single scenario we've talked about, she's the victim. She can do no wrong, and neither can her family, apparently. But now it's time to get a little political. And you know what? For the next few minutes, I'm not even going to interject. I'm just going to let you see what Tophia has to say about everything really election related. And again, I want to give a big shout out to the TV channel, because this is a lot of their videos they've been posting. And you got to give the people who clip this stuff all the credit in the world, because without you guys, I would never even knew this was going down.
But what goes through your guys' mind when you want to vote for Trump? The fact that he's out here saying that homeless people should be jailed? Let me tell you something. I'm homeless. Why should I be jailed? Because I can't afford to live. Mind you, this last situation that happened to me was not because I couldn't afford to live, but because people who were housekeepers wanted to play other jobs, which is why I don't have a place. And it's not fair that we're sitting here making fun of a woman, calling her a bitch, when she is the Kamala Harris. And if you can't say her name right, then you can't get respect from people. Trump supporters do not earn respect from anybody. You're disrespectful. You can't say Kamala's name. You call her right outside of her name being a white woman with white privilege in America, having the privilege to vote for whoever you want. Vote for who you want, but don't get disrespectful and start calling people names that they are not. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people disrespect Kamala Harris. You will address her as the first black woman president of the United States of America, because that's what she's going to be. My father is a black man in America with mental illness, and it's dangerous for him. And the way that we've been getting treated, because we're not doing enough. I do a lot. I've been posting a lot for Gaza. I'm homeless. I'm going through it mentally, but I still did it. And it bothers me that people say, you can't not even take a break. You can't stop doing this. You have to keep doing this. There is Congo, there is Haiti, there is Lebanon, I believe, Sudan, there is Haiti, there is Sudan, there's Lebanon, there's Congo, and that's not being talked about enough. We are talking more about Gaza than we are the other people that are going through G-sides as well. And we seem to forget that. And it's pissing me off that when black people hold live streams or black people say, hey, we're done, we don't want to talk about this. No, you have to. Where's this energy for all the other demographic of people that are not saying nothing enough? I look at people from other communities posting as if their lives are normal, but black people gotta always be in trauma and always can't take mental breaks. We gotta do this for everybody else, but not for ourselves. We've done so much for everybody else that we've in ourselves got screwed over in this election. We got screwed over. And they voted for the wrong person in office.
Yeah, so I'm not going to get into any political talk whatsoever. The one thing I do want to touch on there is that Tophia brings up homelessness a lot and how homeless people are being vilified and all that. Tophia only cares about this issue because she is now homeless herself. She also spent a lot of time talking about Palestine and all that, but if you remember from my video last month, when Tophia really says she's about something, she really does it, ladies and gentlemen. When she was boycotting McDonald's because of Palestine, well, when someone DoorDashed her some free McDonald's, she gladly ate the fries and the Frosty, but refused to eat the Frosty. Is that McDonald's? McFlurry. She ate the McFlurry and the fries, but refused to eat that terrible McChicken. And she always tries to use these real life movements as a front. She doesn't care about the actual people being affected. She only wants her reputation to look good at the end of the day. And now we jump to a new set of videos where she is about to go back to ranting and raving about Squid, despite saying she will not do that anymore.
People keep commenting on this public figure thing. Someone said to me about that so-called person that they thought they had the right to post stuff because you're a public figure, which doesn't give them the right to share anything, even if they thought I can do this because you're a public figure. That's why I said public figure. I was going based off of what someone told me. Okay? Jesus Christ. First of all, I didn't harass anyone. And second of all, it's public property. You can film anybody you want. And if someone is liking comments first, which I was notified by somebody, and I'm not mentioning their name, and I'm surprised this person even messaged me, was telling me, don't let the housekeeper film you because people are telling her to film you. Then I received comments that she is liking, literally saying that she was going to film us. We're just in her car. We left the place. So why are you still harassing me as you walk by? Hello? She was literally walking by and saying, she was going to her work. No, she was seeing if our car was there so she could call the cops to harass us. Mind you, the cops came and harassed us and was rude. All because she wants to be a hateful white woman who has a racist aunt. And people are trying to tell me it's not because of racism, but it literally is. I wasn't messing with you. Because you heard that I was going to get the police involved? Of course, you're lying to the internet for views. And I'm tired of having to address this woman, but I was not harassing her. The cops even said that anybody has a right to film. So let her make a police report to the cops. They can't do anything because anybody could film anyone. And if she was liking comments first and literally doing what the troll said to film me, then I have a right to film for my safety as well. So I'm going to. So that's what I did, because she started it first. She's the type of person to go out of her way to be hateful to minorities, and birds of a feather flock together. That's why she literally has an excuse for why she can't do anything about her racist aunt. And yet people want to sit here and say that's not what it is. That's exactly what it is. We did not get kicked out because our room was dirty. We got kicked out because they said they had issues with our rent. Mind you, the first time we stayed there, I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to be accusatory, but I think I know what happened there, and I'm not going to say it. The review says it all.
So each time Tophia refuses to elaborate on something or says, I'll be the bigger person here, she's just using that as, again, another front because she has nothing. She wants people to think she has some damning information that she might release one day, but she never will because she doesn't have it. She also jumps right back into accusing Squid of taking pictures of them, which is not allowed, and getting the cops involved because of course she would. You're talking bad about me on the internet. Not realizing that yet again, you are still on their property. Tophia said there that we moved from our room, so we're out of there. We're off the property. You're still in their parking lot. You're still shitting on their sidewalk. Of course they would have a problem with this. I don't think it's racism as much as it is a hotel chain not wanting a group of people they just kicked out of the hotel to squat out front and use it as a bathroom or really just a place to to chill out until they can get back on their feet again. I know it sounds kind of cruel, but that's how the world works. If they want you out of there, you gotta go. She says the cops were mean to them. Why are you shocked about that? You're the one in the wrong here.
I'm going through something very difficult. I'm trying to keep my sanity and my mental health. Well, he's constantly having to address and say I'm not going to address her, but then I got to defend myself. Well, she gets to lie on my name and then brag about how she made $300, and then people say, oh, she cares so much about you donating or what you're going to do with the money or giving it to charity. No, when people give to charity like Miss Shirley, and I know you guys know who Miss Shirley is, she feeds the homeless, right? She doesn't do it to come on this app and say she does it. She does it out of the kindness of her heart. So why should people, and I hate this with large content creators too, they come on this app and they say, oh, I'm going to give to a charity or I'm going to help a charity, and they're just doing it to get views. You don't have to tell people you're giving to a charity, just give to a charity. And then someone commented, she's not expecting us to give to the charity. First of all, when you're in a creativity beta program, you have to watch videos over a minute. So she's expecting you to watch those videos. So the money that you're making her is going to go to charity, which I don't think is going to go to charity. I'm not concerned with what people do with their money with them. I'm not concerned with her making money. Go ahead. Make all the money you want. At what expense? She literally called Adult Protective Services and harassed me. She's literally called the cops out once, but twice she kept calling them. And we got harassed by the police, all because she kept on and kept on. And people don't see that she's harassing me. And I only called the police once to have a talk with them. They told me there was nothing I could do. It was civil, but they could go tell her to stop posting videos. Which, what good is that? What good is that? I don't know, guys. I don't feel good. I'm sorry. I gotta go. But every time I see a new comment, it's just someone being idiotic. Like, using someone's situation to make money, and you guys are applauding that. It's the same thing that guy's doing to Joshua Block. It's the same thing people did to, what's his name? Sorry. He slipped my mind. Daniel Larson.
No, Tophia, your situation is nothing like Daniel Larson, right? Like, and be lucky that's the case, because that motherfucker's in jail. And your situation is totally not like Mr. Based and Josh Block. The Mr. Based and Josh Block situation is an anomaly that the internet, that only comes around once in a lifetime, Former king of pimps in New York City finds great autistic TikTok phenomenon Josh Block and has just been exploiting the shit out of him. And if you're actually interested in more in this situation, I have tons of videos about it. It's just a big mess. But the fact is, Daniel Larson had and has it much worse than you ever have, and Josh Block has a better life than either of you could ever imagine to have. While Josh is getting exploited by this creepy bastard you see on screen right now, not the guy in the middle, I don't even know who that is. Mr. Based is the bald guy on the right. This was the only B-roll I had right here at my fingertips, but Josh Block lives one kick-ass life for somebody who's covered on a channel like this. Dude was in Germany last week, on a cruise the week before. A few weeks before that, he was in like the Bahamas. Josh Block is living a significantly better life than Tophia or anyone else we cover here.
The only reason I got the police involved is because my information is being constantly doxed. Not only did she literally tell people what wasn't out there so I could get doxed so people could find where I live, because that was her reasoning. That's the only reason I could think of. Why would you come to the internet and not name someone, knowing people are going to know who it is, and then proceed to call right after we left, because you knew that people was going to try to look for me so I could get doxed somewhere else, and you continue the cycle. On top of that, doxed my brother's car, thank you very much, and told people what his car looks like so people could watch out for it. Like, why is it okay for this woman to constantly go and dox us? Why? Why is it okay for her to share information that's not out there? Why is it okay for her to dox and then get away with it? Because doxing's against the law. We didn't tell anyone what the car looked like. You did. I'm tired. I'm tired of being harassed by people and then having to take it because people say, well, you're a horrible person. So so I'm supposed to get harassed. But if I was doing this to someone else, people would have an issue. They really would. But she could call the cops and constantly harass us and harass us and harass us and harass us and harass us.
I think it's absolute bullshit that Tophia says she waited till after we were out of there to then dox us and tell people we were gone so people could find the new place we live. No, she said it after you were gone so that your information wasn't out there, so that, people couldn't just call this same location and know that that was your room. Now that you were gone, people couldn't do that. But you want to take it in the complete wrong direction because you're just looking to vilify this Squid girl for anything you can. I get why you're angry at her. Anyone would be at someone who exposes them this hard. But again, this is all because of your own doing. If you just cleaned the room up a little bit, none of this would have been happening. The fact that you guys have chosen to stay there in your car instead of going anywhere else, I know the car doesn't move like you say it does, so pack whatever you can and go somewhere else. Go to a shelter, go wherever you can. Don't just remain at the place you were just kicked out of, because eventually if they do decide to trespass you, which I don't understand why they haven't yet, you're going to be ultra fucked.
I got woke up at 12 in the morning having to almost stand outside in the cold because they wouldn't help us because we told them, like, we can't tow the car. It's not movable. And they said, well, we'll tow it. And my brother said, where's it going to go? They said, oh, I was going somewhere. And then he had to bother people. Well, not bother them, but, it was like 12 a.m. to have them come tow it because the cops were being an asshole. And they still kept trying to tow my brother's car with all their belongings in it. But yet homeless people are treated like they're criminals. That's not fair. That's not fair. I don't get it. And then, well, she gets to walk around, and I can't say it's not racism, but yet her aunt has racist dolls, and she claims she can't do nothing about it, but you still go visit her. Birds of a feather flock together, like I said. And I don't care if anyone says I'm pulling the race card. She called me an animal when I was literally just sitting in my car doing nothing. I wasn't bothering her. She was walking by. I didn't get out. I didn't antagonize her. I didn't say anything to her. She feels inferior because the police are on her side, so she thinks. Mind you, this is going to civil. Like, seriously, they said it's a civil case. I can't. I gotta go.
Again, we're just repeating ourselves. We're going in circles here. She's basically just saying it's not fair. Why do I have to be sitting here in my car, and why is she able to just walk by, and I'm not allowed to claim it's not racism? That's such a shitty thing to say because it dilutes people who actually go through real problems with racism in their lives. That's, I think, one of the worst things Tophia does. It's how she'll just use all these things to try to shield herself with problems that people actually go through on a daily basis, something that she's never had to deal with because she doesn't even leave her own house.
Mind you, imagine just like filming at your job while people are leaving reviews saying that their rooms are dirty. And then people will be like, oh, Tophia, wish it was you. What? Making TikToks to possibly get fired? Throwing ice on the sidewalk? Someone could have slipped on that. And you're literally applauding this chick for filming at her job and not doing her job, which is the reason why that place has bad reviews. Because someone said the room smelled of smoke and it was not clean. Yeah, you know why it's not clean? Because your housekeepers are making TikToks instead of cleaning the rooms like they're supposed to at their jobs. You're trying to make money at your job. Because you know you screwed up and you're going to get fired because I shouldn't have done this, but I'm going to do it. You knew you shouldn't have made that first video in the first place, but you did. While you're filming on the job, I need to go find a job where they will allow me to make TikToks and do nothing all day and get paid because I would love to do the same thing you do. I really would love. And you know what's funny is you just showed exactly why people should not live at that place. Thank you. You created bad business for your business. And people saying that I got kicked out 10 out of 10, like leave all the good reviews you want. Like, you're literally making the other guests seem as if they're lying. I'm going to do that. I'm going to look for a job that will allow me to make TikToks all day and not work. That would be easy sailing for me. Smooth sailing. Very smooth. Dang, y'all, these followers are flying by. Like, 370.1K. We just hit 370. Thank you. I'm so close to 400K. Like, I don't care what people say about, like, hate following. Okay, hate follow me. I really don't care. A follow's a follow. Thank you. Also, in the recent video I posted, people were like, move back. No. Obviously, I'm not trying to dox the background. So why would I sit back and let you guys try to see what's in the background so you could dox me? Mind you, we were already doxed where we were at, so yeah.
And yeah, again, I agree. It's definitely not the best business move. However, if people are now leaving 5-star reviews saying like 10 out of 10, you got rid of the Slydells, could be a blessing in disguise for this hotel chain. But Tophia, again, you know how I said she's looking for any reason to call this girl out? Did you hear the beginning of that video right there? You threw ice on the sidewalk. Someone could have slipped on that. Are Are you fucking kidding me? That's the level we're at now. This is so childish. She's looking for any, like, petty reason. It's like these two are in, like, grade school. Like, ooh, I'm gonna tell on you and shit. Like, what are you doing here, Tophia? This woman called you out for how disgusting your family left that place. And all you're doing is just trying to call her out for anything that comes to your mind. This is pathetic. And it just continues and continues. And now, before I show you this next video, I just want you to keep in mind everything you've seen in this video. The way Tophiachu tries to blame everyone else for her problems, the way she's called out tons of other people, the hypocritical shit she says, all the stuff in the past you've heard this girl say, calling everyone out for racism despite being racist herself. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the clip of her talking about Mexicans, but if you've never seen that, I mean, you know Tophia's got some racist bones in her body. In the next video, she is just crying about everything and everybody, talking about how bullied she is, how terrible she's treated, and honestly, if you watch this video from an outsider looking in, you're gonna be like, damn, this is terrible. This girl goes through so much, and the internet really just constantly shits on her. She doesn't deserve this. So I'll just say, tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this one. Leave a comment down below and give me your thoughts on the video you're about to see. I'm probably just going to let it all play out, and it may be an uncomfortable watch, so I probably I wouldn't blame you for skipping through a little bit. But at the end of it, just let me know down below what you think.
I've been called ugly all my life. I've been made fun of for my looks I can't control. And it doesn't make anybody feel good.
And you have no lack of empathy. You're rude, you're nasty, and your face is melting. Sorry, you want to be disrespectful to Kamala Harris? Go ahead. Kamala Harris looks 10 times better than you. I'm not going to say what you literally look like because you look like a C-head, but I would suggest don't be disrespectful to people on this app.
You know, I try so hard to take care of myself, and the fact that people come online make fun of my hygiene because of one video I got bullied at my job. And the funny thing about it is, well, it's not funny, but is I can't do anything about this stuff because people justify it. You know, I got bullied at work, where I used to work, because of my hygiene, which the coworker said that was not true. She was lying. And I come on the internet and make this video, and I didn't get fired because of hygiene. But then people want to say it's about my hygiene. I've been having to address rumors left and right. Well, this girl gets to make videos. It's not fair to me and my family. But we just gotta let it happen. You know, I didn't call the police to talk to them. My brother did, because he had enough. And I said the police ain't gonna do anything. Sure enough, they said it's civil. The only thing we could tell her to do is to stop recording videos about you guys. Did they? I don't think they told her anything. Like, it's crazy that I have to let someone have the whole internet think I'm harassing her when she's harassing me. I can't do this anymore. It's hard. It's hard. I'm trying to do the best that I can for my family, and it's never good enough. And then to have my business spewed on the internet and be told that I can't do anything about it. It's not right.
Look, I know I said I wouldn't interject, but I'm sorry. To have all your information spread on the internet, this girl hasn't said anything other than that you guys lived in filth and the terrible things you're doing on the sidewalk of the hotel. She works there. This is her daily life. She sees you every day. You got exposed for your horrible habits when you're in your house and even now when you're homeless, and you can't accept that. You think the person who exposed you, the person who brought all this stuff to light should be they should be vilified. They should be condemned. I get it. It sucks. But at the end of the day, this is a person who had to deal with all the bullshit that you guys left behind. You guys not paying the rent on time is nobody's fault but your own. You trashing the place as much as you did is nobody's fault but your own. While it may be an uncomfortable sight to see a grown woman cry like this, just remember at the end of the day, this is basically just like a 20-minute video of a 30-year-old woman stomping her feet because the internet now knows that she was just living in a terribly, filthy apartment.
If this is going to be me getting made fun of or saying, oh, you're doing this for sympathy, I have a right to be hurt. I have a right for my feelings. But I'm always told that I'm never allowed to have feelings. I cry a lot, and I'm going to because it's hurtful. Today is voting day. I'm going to try to go vote. You should do the same too. I just hope things get better, but I don't have no hope. And it shows me why people are not humans in this world. It really does. I'm going to go, but I don't feel good at all. I really don't. Mind you, people are calling out people in the comment section for sitting in the comment section saying, watching this from my king-size bed. That is very much classism. Because why are you talking down on someone who can't afford to live? Mind you, I was paying rent for a place monthly and got kicked out because someone harassed the place. But yeah, y'all say get an apartment, go rent. But we literally got kicked out of a place we were renting that was a studio. Does that make any sense? Plus, I want to state this for people that are not going to watch a 10-minute long video. You are not an animal for being homeless and needing to use the restroom, especially because I didn't use the restroom when the housekeeper walked by. But I'm not going to go around and call homeless people an animal. When you don't live in Albuquerque, you don't know how hard it is to get to a restroom. You can't use the restroom unless you're a paying customer, and there are no free restrooms, except if you go to the library. Which, there's a library downtown, but it's not close to where people get off the bus. And imagine needing the restroom so badly, especially for disabled people that get off at the bus station. They close the restroom down because of homeless people. So to literally call someone an animal for needing the restroom, that was an excuse to call a black person an animal. And I don't care what anyone says. If people say it's not racism, okay, why does she feel the need to call me an animal when I'm just sitting in my car? I'm not an animal sitting in my car. And I mean, my brother's car, mind you. I was just sitting in the car. How am I an animal for that? Like, it doesn't make sense to dehumanize someone and say you're an animal because you're sitting in the car. Valid point if you have an issue with people using the restroom outside. It's a public property, though. And it was not by her work. And people have to run to use the restroom. Like, people have accidents all the time. I'm supposed to just, like, and we went to the thrift store to use the restroom. We were going to the thrift store to use the restroom. So I'm made to be feel dehumanized because I'm referred to as an animal. My feelings don't matter. It sucks. I'm not an animal because I can't afford to live. I'm not an animal because I can't control my bladder. It makes me feel less of a human. And to have people sit here and tell me that I'm not a human being, that it's not racism. Because of my feelings being invalidated, because people say I'm a horrible person. That's not fair. We got harassed by police for no reason, because she kept calling the police because she wants to victimize herself. We wasn't even bothering her. She was like in comments saying she was going to film me. That she was going to record me. For what? We wasn't even there at their property or at their place anymore. And we didn't get evicted because our room was dirty. We got on a do not rent list because of our rent. Because my brother had issues I'm not going to get into or tell anyone because it's not fair. And I have to sit here and be called an animal and told, well, your feelings don't matter. It's not racism. I wasn't even using the restroom when she walked by. I couldn't even get out of my car because I felt harassed by her. Oh, she's going to work. And she's going to work. Then why is she filming about us while she's walking by her car? Mind you, I know what those trees were. If I was to walk and show you where she was walking, it would match up. It's not fair that someone could go around and use police, weaponize police to harass us, telling me good luck, and then saying, I'm going to, yes, I did call the police to say it's a suspicious car. We can't move. We couldn't tow the car. We can't move. It's an unmovable car. It's not fair to us how we get treated. I can't even take care of myself. I can't even take care of my hygiene. I can't even take care of my hygiene. And I'm literally ridiculed and made fun of because I grow hair. Because I look a certain way. And I have to come out light to be referred to as an animal because I'm sitting in my car and she wants everyone to feel bad for her when she's the one who came on social media and made the video first.
First off, the amount of time Tophia spent talking about the bathroom and how, like, oh, you're an animal for having to use the bathroom in that video just tells me that, yes, the shitting or the pissing outdoors did occur, and now her new excuse is, oh, what, like, everyone has to go, so what, if you get caught doing it, you're an animal? Tophia, here's the issue with it. If you just would have came clean from the beginning and gone, yes, obviously humans had to go to the bathroom. It was a mistake, but my mom had to go. People would have been like, that's sad. It's a bad situation, but, I mean, like, it's an old woman. You just sat here for days and were like, no, that didn't happen. None of this ever happened. And now you're here basically admitting it, but the way you're trying to admit it is just by vilifying anybody who calls you out for it. This is such a fucked up mentality that she's used throughout this entire video. Anybody who calls them out for anything is either a racist or someone who's using their power against them or somebody who doesn't understand, or it's never them. She's never the one in the wrong. Also in that video, Tophia said how, yes, she called the cops on this woman, but how dare this woman, call the cops on her? That makes her a racist, using the police against a black woman like her, who's doing nothing wrong, might I add. Again, being on she says it's public property, but I highly doubt they'd be able to call the cops this often if it wasn't, their own property. However, that does go to the fact that they aren't being trespassed yet, so who knows? Fact of the matter is this. Nobody in this situation, I don't get why, nobody's allowed to call the cops except for Tophia. And Tophia's allowed to call them for, any reason. She says, yeah, the cops don't do anything, but I'll call them to see what I can do about this woman posting videos talking about us online. This is the time you decide to call the cops? They hate the cops for everything else. Tophiachu even would put green crosses around the house to keep the police away. He believed the green crosses would, fend off the police force, Never worked out the way he wanted it to, though, especially when the cops came in knocking and took him to jail. But yeah, Tophia believes that the cops don't help at all, and they especially don't help now because why can't they do anything about this woman posting TikTok videos saying things I don't want to hear? This is all just asinine, and her crying like this over a situation that could have so easily been avoided by them cleaning up the room is crazy to me. Look, I get it, right? It's an hour and a half into the video, and maybe I should have said this sooner, but yes, the woman did start this fight. She was the one who put Tophia on blast first. But honestly, if I'm a worker like that, and I'm doing my job, I go into this family's room who just got kicked out, and it's a absolute mess. And then I go online and see this woman sitting in her car trying to give everyone else like advice, trying to tell everyone else what they're doing wrong in life. I'd be kind of driven to want to like talk about this too. So for Tophia to blame anybody but herself for this is just crazy.
So I want to talk about this because this needs to be said. There is someone that was verified. I like your content that she commented. It's not racism. And she's walking to work. So I'm going to tell you, the only time that she's seen us was 4 times. And the 4 times that she's seen us, we were in our car. We've all been in a situation where we're stuck in traffic or we're in the car. When nature calls, right? You have to go to the restroom. And we went to the thrift store, which was just newly built, to use the restroom. So she walked to work, which is okay. I'm not saying she doesn't have a right to walk to work. She walked to lunch and was filming. While she was filming, we were sitting in the car. Mind you, we cannot move because the car's not movable. We can't tow it. I even told my mom we have to move because she's going to keep harassing us. We're going to have to try to figure something out. It's expensive to tow it to where we need to tow it. Towing is expensive. Everyone knows that. Tow companies are super, super expensive. We do not have the money right now. We were trying to save. We were hoping maybe we could get someone to tow it or get a tow. We couldn't. The cops harassed us, which is why we had to tow it. So we're not there because the cops forced us to tow it. And he had to bother people early in the morning to tow it, my brother. But anyways, not that he's bothering, but you know. So anyways. The maid walked to work, which was fine. She walked to lunch. Mind you, I had got a message before I had seen the maid or the housekeeper, because people get mad I call her maid housekeeper. I received a message from someone saying, don't let the maid film you or the housekeeper. People are telling her to film you. And I was like, okay, thank you for letting me know. So I have a right to film. It's public property. Her job is not there, mind you. Her job is right behind us. Okay, and she could walk to work if she wants to, but she was liking comments about filming me. She was literally liking and responding to comments about filming me, saying, I'm going to try to see if I can film. Why are you trying to film us if we're just sitting in our car not bothering you? Mind you, I didn't look her way. I didn't antagonize her. I didn't do anything towards her because I wasn't looking towards her way when she was walking by. I just happened to look because I'm in a car looking at things, right? I have a right to look outside. I'm in a car. There's windows. And I see her walk by and I said, that's the maid. And I said, watch, because she was liking comments about filming me. So of course I'm going to be on alert because you just doxed my brother's car. Mind you, she doxed my brother's car. And she says she shouldn't have done what she did by making the first initial video, but she did it anyways. So then, the 4 times that she's seen us, we were sitting in our car. So how would you know if we're using the restroom on the sidewalk if you've only seen us 4 times? And so she walked to work. She was going to lunch, I assume. Probably not, just to act like she's just going to lunch so she could film us, because that video that she filmed where she's under trees, that's the video where she was right next to us as we were in the car when she was filming. So then she walks back to work. And after that, I didn't see if she walked home. I'm not paying attention to her. I'm looking, and she just happens to be where I'm looking. So I have to pay attention because she's over here saying she's going to film me and playing victim. Like, she needed to call the police and follow the police report. Like, what? Mind you, there's people in her comment section about a whole nother dude that lived where we live that she made a video saying that it's my brother that is threatening her. But she doesn't even say, hey, guys, that's not him. So now my brother's threatening her, even though she was talking about a whole nother dude that stays there that, you know, I already made a video about that. Mind you, in Albuquerque, okay, the bus stations, right? The bus station where the public buses go used to have it open for people to go use the restroom. Homeless people started damaging it. It started getting damaged in there. They closed it off. You can no longer use the restroom. Greyhound is next door, right? You have to be getting a Greyhound bus to use the restroom. Downtown, a lot of businesses require you to be a paying customer to use the restroom. You cannot use the restroom unless you're a paying customer. So if you're downtown by bus and you really got to go to the restroom, sorry, there's no restrooms for you. And especially disabled people, like the bus station closed off the restrooms to people for not to use it. So everywhere you look, like Tent City, right? Tent City used to be a place where people, I used to go walk that way. It smelled like an outhouse because people use the restroom. Of course, downtown, there's no places to use the restroom because you have to pay. Calling someone an animal and saying that they're pissing and crapping on the sidewalk, calling a human being, especially a homeless person, an animal, when we've all been in a situation that we've had to use the restroom somewhere because we needed it badly, and saying it's not racism? Mind you, I mean, if I'm a black person, of course it is racism. What was her reasoning for calling me an animal to use the excuse that we were using the restroom on the sidewalk when she only saw us 4 times? Mind you, we had been parked there for 3 days. And the day that we were parked there was a Sunday when they're closed. I believe it was the 28th, the 29th, the 30th. The 29th, the 30th, the 31st.
Tophia, but nothing you are saying proves any of this, though. You're just saying, oh, well, we were only there a few days, so she couldn't have seen us. You also keep wondering why she's just recording you in public. Well, it's because you're in public, and people are allowed to record you if you are in public. It's a sad reality to face, I guess, if you're a homeless TikToker like Tophia, but yeah, if you're a public figure, especially if you're a homeless one, people are going to take pictures of you. Look at Daniel Larson, you brought him up earlier. You basically are just getting a much lighter form of what Daniel gets. And honestly, like, it's this couldn't be any better for you. I'm surprised there aren't like a group of gawkers following Tophia's family around at every move like people did Larson. You only have this one woman who you now have like a personal beef with, who you see every day IRL. Like, of course that's gonna start some shit. And again, I'll repeat it, don't get it twisted. That person, Squid, she started this. She made the video on Tophia. Yes, Tophia's room was that filthy, but she broadcasted this shit to the entire internet. Tophia, though, now you have said, like first off, it's been 5 days now since you've last said, I'm not gonna speak on this girl anymore. All you have done is spoke on this girl. You have made this exponentially worse for yourself. And again, all you're going to do is sit here and cry about it and blame everyone else. And now she's even blaming the police, saying that the cops harassed us. You can even see it in this post here. It says it on the top of the screen. And again, that's probably because they either knew you guys were doing something like defecating on the sidewalk, or because you weren't supposed to be where your car was parked up at. No matter what, Tophia, again, this just goes back to you being the victim in every single scenario we've talked about in this video. There's no way you are this victimized.
You know what's funny is someone had the nerve to come in my Instagram DMs. Well, not the nerve, because I'm not mad. I really don't care. You can say free Palestine all you want. I never targeted and attacked Palestinians in Palestine. I am just a little bit frustrated because what's funny is people like Michaela, right? Michaela goes out here doing these makeup tutorials, giving away makeup. You've got Jeffree Star. You've got all these large creators that nobody is constantly hounding and harassing, or I shouldn't say harassing because don't harass people, but telling them they need to post about Gaza. When I posted about Gaza, when I say stuff about Gaza, people literally will sit here, right? They will sit here and say I'm not doing enough. And that's what pisses me off, is like, what more do you want me to do besides posting, besides sharing? I can barely afford enough as it is to donate to things that people are like, well, you should have donated instead of buying it. Like, I don't like when people do that. Excuse me. That type of stuff where it's like, instead of buying this, donate to this. And it's just like, some of us have to buy these things that are necessary, right? And mind you, it's just crazy to me just how things are, because in the process of buying little things for myself to make myself feel better and feel good, I've had to pay like weekly rent. And what pisses me off is that people constantly keep complaining about how I'm not doing enough or saying enough about Gaza, and it pushed me and pissed me off and frustrated me. But where's this energy for Michaela? Where's this energy for Taylor Swift? Why are people still going to Taylor Swift concerts? We're supposed to be boycotting Taylor Swift, right? Because not only that, Taylor Swift's movie, I believe it was, or Beyonce's movie, also was played in Israel. Like, we're not 100% fully boycotting nothing. Like, you guys still support Taylor Swift. You're still supporting Beyonce. You're letting these large celebrities slide when they've got a large platform, way more than what I have, to bring eyes to Gaza, to Congo, to Haiti, to Lebanon, to Sudan, to all these other places that are having genocides. But yet they don't have to, because they're celebrities. They don't need to talk about things. But us influencers with a large following have to do it. But what about them? They should do it too. They're large creators, and it pisses me off. People just like literally pushed me to frustration because it's like, you're not doing enough. Okay, I'll wipe my hand clean and do nothing then. I won't do nothing. I post every single day, traumatizing stuff that I have to see while going through something and not having a stable living situation, but I'm doing nothing. You can do it then. You do more than what I do, and let's see how far you get, because some of y'all that are literally complaining about me never do nothing. You do dang near enough. So wiping my hands clean, you do it then. And don't ask black people to do it anymore, because we're tired, and I'm sick and tired of being told I don't do enough when there are other demographics of people, including some white people, that don't do near enough to post about Gaza. Ask them, don't ask me.
Like, do you even hear yourself speak? Do you understand how ridiculous what you just said was? At the end of her big spiel right there, it was, stop telling black people what to do. And, like, just 30 seconds prior, she's like, why isn't Beyonce doing this? Like, first off, Tophia, don't ever tell a black woman what to do. First off, like, I hate that Tophia thinks she, of all people, can sit here and tell Beyonce what to do. And that's crazy to me, because you called out Taylor Swift, you called out Beyonce. Every, like, white and black woman in their 20s and 30s is now on your head. Like, that's crazy. You want to get, like, even more on there? Call out Nicki Minaj next. But it's like, all jokes aside, what Tophia is trying to do here is like, why aren't these big celebrities doing more? Which is a great message, because they always could be doing more. But you see, this message right here is just wrapped up in a bow of lies, because all Tophia cares about is herself, is herself getting the flack off her for not defending Palestine enough. Tophia, again, is somebody who has hung her hat on this. I mean, as you heard in that video right there, she is calling people out all the time for, in her words, not doing enough. But Tophia, like, she's someone who can't even respect the boycott. she's eating McChickens when McDonald's is supposed to be boycotted. So when somebody like Tophia is saying this, you can kind of see how ridiculous it is. And she'll continue to do this forever. She'll always call out people for the same stuff she is guilty of, but now she doesn't even care about the boycott. She's like, well, I guess I'll just stop altogether then, so you guys don't think I'm doing enough. That just proves you never cared. Because if you did, you wouldn't have cared about all these other people's validation. Tophia, this has just been an absolute shit show of a video, and it's all on you. Yes, Squid did start this, but my god, did you fucking run with it. This has been such a wacky one and one of my longest videos ever, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it. Looking through all these crazy Tophia videos, it's been pretty goddamn funny. And again, I want to give a shout out to TV for putting all these together. It's got to be a tough task, because Tophia has been streaming a lot, and I missed out on a whole bunch of these streams. So again, if you go over to TV's channel, you can find so many more of these stories to watch. Tophia really has just been victimizing herself constantly. That's the big theme of this video. Everything that's happened here, like the shitting and the filthy room, is something the family could have so easily prevented by paying the rent and cleaning up. And to them, it's like, what do you mean? Like, how dare you accuse us of that? How dare you call us out for something we never did when you guys clearly did it? She's tried to lie her way out of it, she's tried to cry her way out of it, and nonetheless, nothing has happened. And mind you, she's gonna keep doing this for the next couple weeks, until the war between her and Squid is over, of course. It's just gonna be a wacky ride, and that's really the case with all the guys we cover here on the channel. Nova, Daniel Larson, he's still doing stuff from jail. Another Daniel Larson call released. That's like the third Daniel Larson mentioned this video. It's not shocking, but it's always pretty funny. And I got a lot more videos coming up, so I hope you guys stay tuned. And if you like videos like this, you'll like my podcast. We do it every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Over on Kiwi Tapes' channel, it's myself and Kiwi. We do a show called Too High for Stupid. And again, if you like videos like this, I'm sure you'll like that show a lot. If you want to keep up to date with people like Tophiachu and all the other people we cover here as well, follow me over on Twitter at SmokeyMcC. I'd say it's a lot more like my videos, but in text format, and also every now and again you get to see wonderful pictures like this one drawn by Strawberry of of Mamachu and Tophiachu, drawn in the style of Bibbidi and Majin Buu. It's a wonderful artwork, man. You can't get it anywhere else. Can't be beat. Over on Twitter at SmokeyMCC. Love to see you there, and we'd love to see you every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on Kiwi's channel. And until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, everybody.